safe for the same reason. At most he's got one, and he's after waiting on the pair, which he could still be doing, I guess. Also, because we already know where the twos are missing, and now we know where all of them are, he can't be waiting on him. So guess what we're discarding next? Now, against somebody with 3 calls, you assume they only need 1 tile to win. And obviously, if you've got a partially open hand, you have less tiles to choose for defense. Especially against that, because the next safest tiles, which I'm going to be discarding after this one, are the 2s. I already know where the last one is. And he's only after a triplet hand. Almost certainly by this stage. What's partially irritating is that my hand is actually getting closer to a ready state. Well, it's not getting further away, but we'll see. Every tile he discards is safe, obviously. See what I mean? It's getting really... We're not going to... If I was feeling a bit more aggressive, I'd discard of a 9 and see what I can do with that, but... I'll probably draw the 4 now, and that will change things. Right, that's another south I've drawn. 2 of them are already up, so that's probably a safe discard as well. There's 30 draws, well, 16 draws left to go. And we know, see what I mean? We know that's safe because she's just discarded one, sorry. Is there 2 characters safe, actually? So there's 2 left unaccounted for. 7 you've discarded, so that's safe. See, I'm partially looking now. It's a bit late to get for any hand here. But I might be able to go one away if I draw a south or at 4 here. No. Let's try it. Thing is, it's highly likely he's waiting on a character tile of some type. Because he just has not discarded them. Mind you, he's got no reason to wait on a character tile because he's going for this triplets hand. So, if I draw... That's not useful at all. Discard south. 2 draws left. And I'm not going to be... Unless this is helpful. Nah. So now the draw state. Basically, anyone in Tenpai gets points from anyone who isn't in Tenpai. Or one away. I keep changing my terminology, I should avoid that. As you can see, only East was in a state of needing 1 tile to win. So he gets all the points and everybody else gives him 1,000. Pretty much for the draw, 3,000 points will be exchanged. It's just the proportions will be dependent on who's going. So I'm down 1,000 points. I have yet to win a hand. And because East was in a position... Well, if East wins, or if East is in that gets points from a draw, he remains the dealer. And the game ends when everybody has been the dealer twice. And a non-dealer wins in the last round. Now, I've got a few interesting choices here, because if I can get rid of this 9, the north, and the 8, which is easily possible. If I get a 5, I get a double set, but that's not a bad thing to get either, because that gives me a 5-4-3, 4-2, yeah, 4-3-2, and if I draw either the 2 or the 5, I can convert it into a double set. I also already have a pair here, and if I declared a reach here, it would be reach. It would be pin fu because I've got all sets, provided I'm not waiting on pairs at the end. And it's all simples because as I'm all character tiles, dot tiles, or bamboo tiles, of 1 to of 2 to 8. Sorry. So what I want to draw now is 6. Now I want to draw a 4 ideally here, but actually 4 gets me into a pair weight. Now a pin through only works if you've got a two-sided weight. So if this was a 5 and it was 6-5 and I was waiting on a 7-4, then that would be fine. Interestingly, this has the chance of being a double run, if that makes odd sense. Now I would keep that and go 6-7, but see if I can get the 2, the 5, or the 6. I will have a go at the double thing. The only downside with that, of course, if I draw the 6, I win pretty much. If the 6 is played, I win actually with what I've got here. But it's a generally bad thing to wait on. We're going to do it though. I want to win a hand and I want to put pressure on people. So now I'm waiting on a 6 character. Somebody plays a 6 character, I win. I should have waited a bit longer, and I'm probably going to now draw a 2 or a 5 here. Well, I was right, but not the correct right. So I can only win on a 6 character. It's generally a bad point to go in on. If I get it though, I have 1 red 5. There is 1 of each suit, which works similarly to a bonus tile. All simples. Somebody can obviously call that. But yeah, only having 1 tile to win on generally does not go well here, especially if people are doing that. They've decided, I may have declared reach, but neither of these players care. Which is both depressing and means my pressure hasn't worked. See, I drew a 6, which might have... See, the tiles I draw on now, I'm forced to discard, whether they're safe or not. And I only win on a 6. I get a bonus point, minimum point, if I draw a 6. If I draw it myself. And then I take points from each of the other 3, but yeah. But the more people do that, the more worrying it is. True, the more likely they'll actually discard into me, but because I've got no choice in the matter, I don't really want to discard characters or honor tiles against her. But I might not have a choice in the matter anymore. In fact, I do not have a choice in the matter. Either I draw a 6, or we keep going. So I had, as I said, Tanyo, reach, double chow, and whatever the under tile is. But of course, I need that 6. And there's not a lot of draws left, so I'm probably just going to end this one away. Ooh, now that's the first instance of that, although that's helped. Now our hand has 2 bonus tiles in it, and also we get 2 sets of them. That was a bit of a risk. Come on, give me the 6 character now. She's only got the... Oh. Come on, give me a 6. No. Alright, I've only got 1 tile left. If you discard a 6... No. Darn. Oh well, I get my points back, I guess. Pretty much that was 3 of us and 1 wasn't. Looking at that. Who wasn't? Hey! So basically that undid the last round. Though with 2 bonus tiles, I was looking at a Mungan or better there. And that's fairly... we'll see. I'm probably looking at either... we'll have to see. But this is not looking good. Because what I'm probably now going to do is I'm going to keep all of these dragon bonus tiles in hand until I see one. So the red dragon can go now. Or... oh, yeah. It's always partially annoying when I draw the tile I've just discarded. Because it means you've given up a pair. So I've seen the green dragon. Nobody called it. And in fact, even if somebody had called it, I'd still... somebody can call a 1, but isn't going to. Gives me a 2. Which means pretty much now I've got rid of all the dragons. General theory with dragons, get rid of them early or hold on to them. Like now. So I've got fairly... now I've got rid of that. No, I was about to say they looked reasonable, but... I play too defensively for my own good. I'm sure of it, but green dragon's safe. It's now just working out what she's got. And playing whatever you can that's definitely safe. So anything after this 5 bamboo she plays, or anybody else plays, because you're not allowed to change her hand, is safe. It's one of the risks with an early reach. So now that's safe, and I've just drawn another safe tile. Which means I would have had 3 of a kind. That's another safe tile identified to me. I would guess she's probably after a dot or a high character. Or she could have something near the 5, but... oh, nice safe tile. As long as we keep drawing safe tiles, of course. We can still try and work our way to Tempai in spite of that, but part of this game and part of the reason why I've got to a state of playing too defensively all the time is because I've learned pretty much when you need to give up. We're into the south round, so we're into the second set of dealer. We actually have just entered the second set, so she's now dealer for the second time. I have no points, and see, now that's just complicated matters. We know that's safe against, but now I've got to consider what's safe against her as well. So this basically resets my safety net. And looking at that, she's probably after a character, but we know that's safe at least. So 2 dot is safe, 5 character is safe, probably. No, we're not discarding that. The 8 is probably safe, because the early discards here suggest she either doesn't have any, or if she does have them, they're at the other end of things, so she'll have low dots or low bamboos. Let's discard the 1s. Yeah, I can get rid of both the 1s now. Interestingly, we're not far from Tempai herself, but we're no. And we have 2 more safe tiles. Part of the problem, and I've noticed lots of people do this online, is that when they're in this sort of situation where you should fold, they just decide, hey, I do this, I'm actually 1 away, I can declare reach, I can try and win. When, really, against 2 reaches, I'm just playing whatever safe things I can get away with. If it conveniently puts me into a ready state, then all the better. But yeah, see, she was waiting on an 8 character. And what were you waiting on? You were actually waiting on an 8 character as well, although only on that one 8 character. Now, well, that was a self-drawn hand, so she takes points from everybody. And because she's the dealer, it's 1.5 times. Now, when somebody else wins a hand by self-drawing, they actually take more points from the dealer. They take double points from the dealer, and the small amount from everybody else. Depending on how big the hand is, depends obviously on things. And this is a lovely hand. Having a full set of dragons off the start means we can call whatever we want and still have a legal hand. However, we have to consider other things now. South is now the bonus round tile for everybody, and I double South, but I'm not going to be waiting on that. See, I've got a red 5, and I've got a few things that might develop, or I can call the 5s, I can call the 8s if they come up. But I probably wouldn't call anything else. If I can get the free... Oh, right, now this develops another type of hand. If I'm lucky enough to draw another 5, that gives me 3 concealed pairs, which means that would be a legal hand in and of itself, worth 2 points. And oh god, we're now in a ready state. Unfortunately, it's not a ready state that's particularly good. We're waiting on a 3. Not a lot of characters have been played yet, and looking at my discards, you can assume I'm either in a character or a dot weight. So what we'll do is declare the win. Sometimes that happens. It was cheap, but I'll take that because it now means I'm dealer. In fact, as for how cheap that was dragon, fully concealed, red 5. Thank you. And I've done it again. In fact, oh god, this... What? What? Right, since the dragon is the door indicator, it's the next dragon in sequence, and it goes white, red, green. I have 2 concealed sets of bonus tiles. I'm up. I've already got a Mungan hand, which is 5 points, which is worth to a dealer 12,000. Regardless of anything, I'm calling that. I don't have a pair yet, but I can afford to call regardless. I can't. It's difficult to get it any higher, and I think you've quit the game. No, green dragon can go. Oh dear. Honestly, this is a ridiculous starting hand. 2 dots. And if I draw 5, 6, 5, 4, or one of those anyway, that gives me the pair. If Beji discards anything I can call on, I will do. And now we're going to wait on the 4. We're now 4 character for what will be quite a big win, and it doesn't look like it's a big hand either, which is a bonus. In addition, if somebody plays a East Wind or a Red Dragon, I can declare a Kong, giving me another draw. And that's kind of depressing, though she might have discarded the 5 because I did. She might be considering that I'm in a Tenpai state. Oh, this is an awesome hand. I don't get any points for a self-drawn anymore because the hand is open. It's one of those that doesn't conform to that. But also, I have a slight advantage over her. I can change my weight. I don't particularly want to... 7 dots should be okay. Come on. Mahjong. Big hand as well. Oh, is that not... Oh, it's the other way round. Ugh. Okay, whoops. I got excited there, but it's the other way round. Told you I'm new to this game, really. Still, that's my second concealed set of dragons in a row, and I'm looking quite nice here. Let's go up a 9, because it's at least valuable thing. We have taken the lead with that. Now, the game does have a timer of 2 hours, which shows you how long some of these games get. But basically, there's my dealer round, Simbay's, Simbai L's, Simbai, her hand, and then him. 2 dot. 2 dot, 2 bamboo. 2 bamboo. I know, I sort of know what I mean. We're going to call that with a dealer. We have sets. We're going to play aggressively for the moment. Even if we only get this white dragon, we get to be dealer again, and I'm convinced he's quit the game. Right, get rid of north. Now, if possible, we want to leave it on the 6-7. Oh god, why did I do that? That was the worst thing I could have discarded there, to be honest. So if I draw an east or a south, and then in a pair weight. Mind you, there's that as well. Yeah, that's the problem. The player across from me has now been replaced by a bot. Or seems to have been. You know what? Overall, this was a bad idea. Because now I'm not... If I was in a state where I would win on the next... on the next tile, or I was waiting on a couple of tiles, then that's fine, but... Oh dear, this is so bad. Because these two are going to be developing a hand. They might be playing defensive, but as I said, I've played online long enough to know. Maybe you haven't been replaced by a bot, but you are discarding fairly randomly. That's a signal there, actually, that I have pretty much quit. Or I'm not in a ready state if I followed the red dragon discard. 1 dot. If I could draw more characters, I might have been able to swap it over and become Honitsu, which is probably the hand they're worrying about. We'll see. So there's 2 green dragons left. There we go. Now south gives us an additional bonus if it gets played. But now we are actually in a Tenpai hand for the first time in ages. Oh. Now I would keep that 5 and discard the 6, but because we discarded the 7 earlier, that the 147 rule means we wouldn't be able to win on anything but our own draws. I don't think... Oh, and even drawing that there, if we'd have discarded the 6, we'd have not a 5. South or 6. South gives us another bonus point as well. No, I'm slightly worried. Yeah. Slightly worried now. Free characters. Well, it doesn't matter if it's safe or not. We're going to play it. Arguably, it could. Don't know. That's even more risky, this one, but we're going to play it. No. 4 tiles left. There we go. Winning off a bot is, well, it happens. So pretty much then, the last active dealer, and then we've got the bots. The bot can't win, but he's still the last person to have that, so. Okay, so we're looking at Honitsu here. Suit and Honours. Green empowers... Oh, think green empowers white. Mind you, I got... Yeah, that's the right way around this time. And as I say, we get Honitsu, we now get a pair of 9s. Rah. Right, so now that we got rid of the suit, get rid of the East. Because even though it would be a suit and honours, the East is dangerous to keep. The White Dragon as well, actually. Of course, South is more dangerous, and arguably these are more dangerous, but let's not tip our hand just yet. Thankfully, nobody called that. That would have been difficult to get rid of. No, is it? Oh, I always get the dragons around the wrong way. Right. A red... It's red, white, green. White. No, green, red. So yeah, okay, this was more dangerous. And now that we're multiple turns in, I'm going to discard the 8. Because I now have 5 pairs. I don't want to discard the red dragon. At least not until I see one. And this could work. Because all the there's 3 more of those, 3 more of these, and 3 more of these. If I draw 1 more, we have a 7 pairs hand. Obviously you can't call in a 7 pairs hand. And then that happens. Which now opens the way to Toy Toy, which is all triplets. And as I said, I keep mixing my terminology up because I've learned some of the Japanese terminology for this game, and unfortunately it's stuck. But it's stuck in such a way that I interchange between the two whenever I feel like it. But this could possibly... We'll see how this goes. We draw a tile back. We'll see. But if I get an opportunity, I'm going to now call pairs and try and get rid of the 9s. North is me, so that should be alright. In fact, there's 2 already out, so... The problem's now going to be our red dragon, because it's not been played yet. Somebody could be waiting on that. White dragon... Oh, somebody could have the white dragon as well, but now there's 2 gone. We'll see who is holding on to it. No. Oh, that's depressing as well when you notice you've got rid of a dragon set. Okay. So there's still 2 of those left. Oh, I don't think this hand's going to develop fast enough. If I draw a 3 or a red dragon, I can take it back to a 7 pairs hand. But this is not developed nicely. And even if it does, it's unlikely to win with a 7 pairs at this stage of the game. Ooh, that's a red played. Okay. And nobody called it, so nobody's waiting on them. We're going to call that. Reason for calling that now is because we want to be in Tenpai if possible. Tenpai, ready, there. So now a 1 or a 5 or a 9. In fact, even a 2 will do it. And it will also look if a 2 gets played. Nah. Not going to happen now. So, we didn't make it to Tenpai. We lose points, do we? No, actually, nobody made it to Tenpai in that. So, because the dealer was not in a ready state at the end, we rotate round, which means this is the final hand. And I am winning, but not by a lot. I have East, which is useless to us, really, because it's not a bonus tile anymore. West would be, but... Ooh, a correction. East is no longer useless. True, it's still not giving us a point for to allow us to legally go out. But what it has done now is become worth 2 bonus tiles. 2 bonus things. But since I'm leading, all I really need to do is win. I don't necessarily need to win by a lot. 1. Should get rid of a 9, but we'll do that second. So, no south played. That's tempting, but we won't do it. Because I could have reached for Chanter, maybe. But it required shifting quite a lot of tiles to do that. Mind you, it might have worked. Might also call the second one. We'll see how this develops. You see, that's looking quite nice for a Pinfu weight, possibly. The rule of a Pinfu is that you're not allowed to have the pair as a pair of... what is it? It's got to be a... It has to be a non-scoring pair. Now, a non-scoring pair is any pair that isn't the round pair or your seat pair. East doesn't count, even though it's a bonus pair. And yeah, this is looking nice. Doesn't matter which of 1 or 4 we get rid of. We're still waiting on the 3, so we'll get rid of a terminal. Pair of wests. Ideally, we want to draw these. Actually, I suppose we don't have to worry about that, but we want to draw the 3, because if we do, we can go off on discarding the 2. Now, of course, that changes slightly. If you draw a 6, we still need 2, really. Right, discard the 6. Now we can draw 3, 6, or 9 and be ready. And if we draw a 6, that we're in perfect position. So that gives us a 3, 6, 9 weight. Discard the 2. Because we now have the option of a of what is referred to as a Sanchiku, which is the same sequence in each suit. 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. In this case, which we might actually go for. And if we draw a 6, we won't, of course, because we can win on the... Oh, nice. I don't have to declare reach, but I'm doing it anyway. So we have a Pinfu, Tanyo, Sanchiku with 2 Dora. Waiting on a 6 or a 9. There are 2 9s and 3 6s left. Well, we didn't get the self-drawn, but 6 or 9 for the win. We should win if nobody else wins as well, because we're in a Tenpai state if it goes to a draw. And being a bot, it won't try to get to a ready state. Not sure how the bots actually react to that, but I'm fairly certain they don't go for the win at all, so... This is the last hand, and we've done reasonably well here. 6-9. Problem is, looking at my discards, you can tell how likely a 6 and 9 are going to come out. Well, actually, I've discarded 4 bamboos, but because they're all quite low bamboos, and the 5 suggests it's somewhere near there, that's helpful. Nope. 1. 6 or 9. There we go. Boom. Massive win. Plus the 9,000 points for the win bonus overall. Other hand, mixed triple chow, Pinfu, red 5, reach, 2 Dora, 1 Oradora, Baiman. Oof. Basically, it goes, Mungan is a 5, can be lower, but normally it's 5. 5-point hand. Hanneman is 6 to 8, I believe. Baiman is anything above 8 up to about 11, which is a sand Baiman. And then Yakuman are the highest value hands, which almost never come up. That was a big win. 16,000 points, plus for 9,300 for the bonus tiles. We win 5,700 coin things, which means I have 21,000 coin things. Huzzah! Well, anyway, This was Shadowhawk 2012, and this was a game of Mahjong, which, surprisingly, I won. Rah. Until next time, then. Kind of want you to... Cam Studio? Ah! Damn you, Cam Studio. Hold on. Why have I got two versions of Cam Studio running? Ugh. We apologise for the technical faults in this, but I've somehow opened Cam Studio up twice. Because I went for the button and whatever. Anyway, till next time.